Well, long time no see. It is good to see you. It is good to be back. It's been a while. I hope that you are doing fine, or more than fine. I hope you're doing good. Today we're going to be talking about something I think I've kind of alluded to it in the past, and that is about favorites. What is your relationship to favorites? When I am asking you what is your favorite XYZ, how do you feel about it? Is it something you like to talk about? Is it something you don't like to talk about? For me, I'm in the don't like to talk about it category. And it's something that I've kind of realized it has like two stems. It kind of stems from two different things that kind of lead to why I don't really like talking about or even thinking about favorites. And one of them is like, it goes down into the depths of negativity. And one of them is, I don't want to talk about it because I want to think more positive thoughts. And so in any case, it's still like, I want to avoid thinking about favorites. The first thing I realized is that, and it's kind of tied to more optimism. There's optimism in finding something better. And we've talked about this before in the past. And so basically, why should I narrow down to a favorite when there might be something out there that is better than this current thing that I'm using? And so therefore, I'm not going to label it a favorite because it may not really be my favorite. And I do recognize. So this is something where I've tried to think about like reframing it, and instead of like, no, I don't have a favorite. Maybe this is my favorite right now. Again, it goes back to the all or nothing. I either have to have a favorite or I don't have any favorite. And I'm more likely to say I don't have a favorite. I have these ideas that I kind of hold as favorites. And that's actually been my way of getting around it. Like when I think about, I'll kind of rationalize it to myself by saying, oh, well, I don't really have a favorite thing, but I have these favorite items that I like about these things. And then therefore I'll look for those kind of characteristics for when I'm looking for my favorite. And so those are the things I can narrow down on. I can say, oh, I really enjoy it behaves like this, when it is like this, when it seems like this, but not this exact thing. Like you won't really catch me saying this is my favorite thing. So just for the sake of our conversation, let's say makeup. This is my favorite lipstick. I hear a lot of women who talk about their favorite lipstick. This is the one, it's my go-to, it's my favorite, or favorite perfume. That's another one. I really like this perfume. This really represents me. And I just don't really have anything like that. And I don't want anything like that, to be honest, because I'm still looking for the better thing. Maybe right now I'm using all these fragrances, or I'm using this particular foundation, and okay, right now it's working for me, but I'm going to leave the door open, basically. I'm going to leave the door open in case there's something behind that door that I want to replace it with. But I still don't want to label it a favorite. It's that weird relationship with the word favorite. No, it's not my favorite because my favorite is still out there. I'm going to keep looking for my favorite. And it kind of like, keeps me going. It keeps me going because it's like the magic unicorn that I'm looking for. Ooh, it might be over here. Keep going. Find that magic unicorn of a lipstick because you haven't found it yet. So in that sense, it gives me kind of like, in a sense, like these positive feelings, because it's like, I haven't found a favorite yet. I'm still looking, and it kind of perpetuates this whole like finding more new and keep going to find that new item in everything. And it's like the same thing goes with like even processes. I haven't found the unicorn way to teach math to 7th and 8th graders because when I go to the next conference, I might learn something new that might be even better. And so I just kind of, it's like by not having a favorite, it gives me an excuse to just keep going. And in that sense, it feels kind of like I so don't have a favorite right now because I'm still looking. And then there's the other sense where now getting into more of like the negativity of it is I really don't want to have a favorite, because then it's like, if I fall in love with something that is a favorite, I might lose it. I might lose the favorite because, I mean, inevitably they're not going to stop, or they are going to stop making whatever it is. If it's a thing, if it's an actual thing, they're going to stop making it. And why would I want to spend all this time in love with this thing that I know is going to disappear? And so there it again goes back to this all or nothing. But in this case, so on one sense, it's like, give me all of it or give me nothing. And here is the nothing. I will not have a favorite because I will not be hurt by losing. It's a fear of losing something. And I don't know if I can handle it. By the time I finally get something that I've now considered a favorite, I'm going to lose it, and I will lose it, in both senses. So yeah, it's like this weird relationship with favorites. And so I never want to ever say that I have a favorite. I don't want to, I just want to leave it loose. I'm leaving it so loose that I'm never going to say I have a favorite, and I'm still looking for a favorite. And I told Chris this fairly recently. And it's funny because he's fine at finding favorites. And, I'm making it such a big deal. Like, this word favorite has now become such a big deal that I've gotten so weird about it. And he'll be, very easily say, oh, this is my favorite this is my favorite that. And for him, it's like, I see him go through it, but then he's not super weird about it too, because talking still about actual things, like he'll find some, let's say what's happened recently, like a coffee mix that he'll really love, and he'll always get it over and over again, and all of a sudden you can't get it anymore. That happens to him all the time, where he's like, I'm gonna just get this because I like it, I'm gonna get it over and over again, and then, oh no, it's now, they don't carry it anymore, you can't get it anywhere. And for me, it's almost devastating, because I see that he loved it so much, and then he can't get it anymore. But then inevitably he does replace it with another new favorite. But then I'm thinking, like, why can't I be that, I guess, blasé about it? And so that's why I leave it loose, because I don't want to have those emotions, I guess. I'm trying to avoid those emotions of losing something. But he's like, meh, at this point, especially because it happens to him all the time, and he's fine with it. He just moves on and he finds something new, and it's like, why can't I do that? I want to do that too. I want to be able to find something that I love for the moment, and then when it's gone, I find something else that I love. And that just seems really hard to do. It really just does. And so that's why when I keep it loose, I've been just identifying characteristics that I love, and I think, okay, just keep looking. I love these characteristics. I love those characteristics. I love what that does and this does, and how this performs, and what this does. And I'm going to try to find something and put it all together that does all those things. It's almost like, I was just watching a movie yesterday. It was not a very good movie. It was The Beauty and the Briefcase. Don't recommend. But in any case, she had this list of items that she was looking for her significant other. She was looking for a guy that hits all these checklists. She had a checklist. And it's almost like I've created a checklist for everything. And so then I'll never be able to find the thing that hits all those gets all those check marks. And yeah. I've done the same thing. Maybe with people too. That's probably for another video, but definitely with things where it's like, I'm looking for the thing that checks all these boxes, and therefore, because I can't find it, I'm not going to be able to find my favorite, and the one that works and does all the things that makes me happy. But then not realizing that maybe what I have already, just like obviously in the movie, she realized what she already had in front of her was what she wanted, what she needed, what was best for her, what made her happy, not these ideals, but, you know, what was really, you know, what she really should be looking for. Dang, I don't want to hear something like that. Because then it also makes me think of like that saying that normally is with people, but I'm going to apply it to things here, is better to have loved and lost than to have never have loved. Something like that. And I guess the same goes to, is better to have loved this foundation than to have never found a foundation to love ever. And I mean, if I'm really honest with myself, I can say I have favorites, but it's just something about that word where it's like, nope, I'm not going to use that word because there's a lot of emotion tied to that word. And so, but I need to get over that. So that's why I'm making this video, because I need to get over these thoughts and these emotions that I have connected to the word favorite, and even the idea of a favorite, and just be bold and be strong and say, I have a favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite right now. And it's okay to change favorites. It doesn't have to stay the same. I can be loose with my favorites, and it doesn't have to be like that same set in stone. There's all this weirdness when it comes to having things and things about me set, because it's like I have created it tells a story about me. I mean, a long time ago I talked about the video in a video about having liking butterflies, and that became me as my identity, and it's not necessarily something I wanted to keep forever and ever and ever, and it was hard to get over that. And so it's that same thing. The things that I like are not necessarily me. And so if I like something right now, it doesn't have to be something forever. And if I happen to lose it, it's okay. I don't have to feel all that suffering. And that's when I feel like I'm protecting myself from suffering by not having favorites, but then I'm also protecting myself from really truly loving things, and maybe even people too, which that's going to be really hard to talk about. And so it's much easier to talk about things right now. Yes, because I know that I do have the same kind of issues with people, like being loose with, like, I guess maybe relationships, and, you know, who's in my life. And it's so much easier to like just go, woo, keep it way open, versus like narrow down to identify, because again, it goes back to the whole loss. There's a fear of loss that I'm definitely dealing with, and it's definitely with people, and it extends to things too. Now, I mean, I'm kind of, these are the whole thing conversation, I can kind of handle that a lot better, and that's why I'm talking about it right now. But when I'm talking about people, that's hitting a little close to home. It's a little harder to talk about, so it's going to take a little bit more time to think about too, because yeah, it's something I suppose I'm trying to avoid, and hence this whole conversation we're having now, talking about things. But anyway, it has been really good to see you. I would love to hear, what is your relationship with the word favorite? Do you have favorites? Just all those things in your life. And do you have favorite people too? And do you find it difficult to identify favorites? Or you get weird about favorites like me? I'm sure I'm not the only one. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.